Figure all this out. 'Cause we got a 5-year-old kid left home alone.
Oh, he was only for a couple seconds.
Now, y'all see where she gets it. It's a cycle, and they get mad at me and a lot of other YouTubers out here because we point out the irresponsible responses and mindset of these women that have these children. She said, oh, it was only for a couple of seconds. Let me tell you something, ma'am. I seen a story a couple of years ago where a child got into an oven. And guess how long it took to climb in that oven? A couple of seconds. I heard on a story a couple of weeks ago that 2 kids was left alone and one kid shot the other kid with a gun. Guess how long it took for said gun to go off? A couple of seconds. See, I can go on and on and on and on, but at the end of the day, they still will have an excuse for why you chose to put your son in the house by himself and go over to your mama house, which we see that the apple didn't fall far from the tree. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channels. We are simultaneously recording this video on both my channels. They will be uploaded for both channels, the Black Non-Democrat and Dutch the Creator channel. And if you're here from either one of those channels, please make sure that you go to the other channel and subscribe to that channel as well. As I feel that this video and this situation has everything to do with both of my channels. If you are from the Black Non-Democrat YouTube channel, you know that I speak about the ills of single motherhood in America. Now, is it single mothers out there that raise great kids? Yes, but in actuality, it is a fact that the worst place you can raise a child in is not in a single parent home. The worst place you can raise a child in is in a single mother home. Okay? They did studies, and it is just, you know, if you just think about it, people, just think about it. Men, we are more logical, and I'm not talking about all men. Men, we are more logical. We teach our children about consequences. The one thing that my 3 little daughters know is consequences. They knew that word since they were like 2 or 3 years old, and they couldn't even say it, but they knew exactly what it meant. If you ask any one of my children right now, 20, 15, and 10, what is consequences? They will say based on my actions. And that's usually what a father does with their children. They did studies to where they did find that kids getting raised in a single father home mimics one in which they get raised in a 2-parent home. See, on today's video, we're going to see exactly why women should not be raising these children. And that goes into my other channel, Dutch the Creator. It's all about family conflict on that channel. It's all about us coming there and having a safe space to talk about trauma that goes on when we're growing up. We can't choose our family, but we go through these things, and sometimes we hold our tongue. And what you guys are going to see in this video, this little boy is going to be traumatized. This little boy is going to be traumatized for the rest of his life, and he's going to want to cut off his mother. And people are going to say, nah, man, that's your mama. You know, she ain't mean to do none of these things to you. That's still your mama. And that little boy is going to have to eat it. You see, he's going to have to eat that through other friends, through family members, and no one is going to be able to feel his pain. Because what you guys see right there is actually what happened. 5-year-old boy calls the police on his mother for leaving him home alone. And we're not talking about Macaulay Culkin, okay? We're talking about a little black boy who, I'm presuming that this is in the hood, and his mother leaves him home alone for a long period of time. And I don't care if it was for 5 seconds. You don't leave a 5-year-old home alone, okay? But without further ado, we're going to get into this video, and I hope you guys are from each one of my channels, and if you're finding my channels for the very first time, please make sure that you hit that like button so someone else can enjoy the content and find the channels as well. I appreciate you guys coming, man. Hit that like button. We're going to have a good show for you guys today, and it's going to be very insightful. And I'm going to be stopping the video periodically to make points, but please understand why this is why women should not be raising our children, and especially our young boys. Let's go.
She went to the store. Police department. People been breaking into your house.
Now, the little boy is a very smart boy. Whoever is, teaching this boy these lessons of calling the police and, even understanding and comprehending what's going on in his house, probably on a weekly basis, people breaking in and, him being in the hood, basically. And a lot of people probably go in the comment section, well, that was probably his mother teaching him these things. No, that probably was his father that probably don't get to see him like he want to. Or that's probably a family member who, he go over their house because the mother always, tend to drop these kids off with the family member or mother, or not even the mother, because you guys are going to see in this particular situation that her mother probably did the same thing to her. But nonetheless, she left this child in the house by himself, a 5-year-old. Let's go.
The child is remarkably intelligent and articulate for a 5-year-old, and his testimony thus far wasn't doing his mother any favors. Leaving him alone was an offense in itself, as most U.S. states require children to be at least 8 to 12 years old before considering leaving them unattended. His mom soon arrived, and the cops were clearly not happy with her.
She said, I just went to go see grandma for a second. And you see how she bypassed. See, these women are not self-aware, okay? These women, you ever come upon these single mothers and they're doing things to their children and you're like, ma'am, I mean, you know that ain't right. And they'll look at you like you crazy. They will literally look at you like you are out of your mind for even questioning what she's doing with her child. See, the thing is, I don't like people to question me what I'm doing with my child either, but at the end of the day, if I am doing something that's a detriment to my child, you should step in if I like it or not. But she's so nonchalant, like this is an everyday thing, or she just isn't self-aware, isn't understanding. It's normal. She walked through that house, cop standing right there in your living room, and you walk to your son that's 5, not 12, 13, 5, not even 9, 5. And you say, well, I just stepped out, went over grandma's house a little bit. It gets deeper. Let's go.
Okay. You left me from you.
What happened? He had the door open, was yelling for you.
I left
The neighbors
you.
called.
Why you
Somebody
ain't come across the street?
Hold on. Where's grandma live?
Right across the street.
Why don't you take him with you?
I just went over there real quick.
Do you have an ID?
Yes, sir.
Considering the time it took for the neighbors to call the police, their arrival, and their interaction with the child, it's clear she didn't leave him alone for just a short while, and the officers are well aware of this. The officers then requested identification, which she took forever to find, but ultimately couldn't locate.
So this woman who has this child claims that she was over there for a couple of seconds, her mama house across the street. Now, y'all see that, you know, they don't go far from the tree. I mean, it's a cycle. You guys see, her mother is right across the street. So she get an apartment right across the street from her mama, probably after her mama done kicked her out, because y'all know how it is, and especially in the black community, you know how it is. The rite of passage is kicking out your 15-year-old little girl. And that's probably what happened. And then she tells the police, I was only over there for a hot second. Police been there for about 20 minutes trying to figure out where you are, ma'am. But it gets deeper.
Instead, she called her mother over. Upon her mother's arrival, the officer
Figure all this out. 'Cause we got a 5-year-old kid left home alone.
Oh, he was only for a couple seconds.
Now, y'all see where she gets it. It's a cycle. And they get mad at me and a lot of other YouTubers out here because we point out the irresponsible responses and mindset of these women that have these children. She said, oh, it was only for a couple of seconds. Let me tell you something, ma'am. I seen a story a couple of years ago where a child got into an oven. And guess how long it took to climb in that oven? A couple of seconds. I heard on a story a couple of weeks ago that 2 kids was left alone and 1 kid shot the other kid with a gun. Guess how long it took for said gun to go off? A couple of seconds. See, I can go on and on and on and on, but at the end of the day, they still will have an excuse for why you chose to put your son in the house by himself and go over to your mama house, which we see that the apple didn't fall far from the tree. You guys are in here, please make sure you hit that like button. And if you're following me or finding my channel for the very first time, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Hit that like button, baby. And if you don't like my commentary, you can find this video on YouTube. I know you guys be, hey man, shut up. You know, we want to see that. Okay, this is the commentary channel. Before you even go in the comment section and say all of that bullshit, this is a commentary channel, and I do commentary on videos. You can find this video just like I did. How about that?
Well,
Well,
that's
we don't
all it
know. That's
takes.
what we're just trying to figure out.
That's all it takes.
I mean, I understand what
No,
you're
that's
saying.
not done. I said I'll be right back. He literally plays the game all day. He was in there playing the game.
He literally plays the game all day. See, I'm trying to tell y'all, they tell on themselves about the lifestyle of how they raise their children. He's in there playing the game all day. He was in there playing the game. So I'm going to just go ahead and scroll over to my mama house. And what are they doing over at the mama house? Let's just see.
I'll be right back. I'm about to go over there and see her number real quick. That was it.
So do you think this is serious
No,
or not
no.
serious?
It's serious.
It's very serious.
Okay,
I
do you
thought
think
what
you
happened
should
to
leave
me.
a 5-year-old home
No,
alone?
no. But it
Then
was,
why'd you do
it was
it?
for a second. I didn't think it was.
Not only is it for a second, then you come back in and you're smelling like weed.
Woo!
So-
Woo! And the plot thickens on the single mother in the hood. So, this is what we know by now. We're 12 minutes into this video, you guys. So your son was playing the game, which he does all day, every day, like you admitted to. You don't know where your ID is. You left that 5-year-old for at least more than 20 minutes. And you went over your mother's house, in which you and your mama was smoking weed. So you went over there and smoked weed with your mama. And bam. Come back, police at your crib, and you're acting nonchalant.
So you leave your 5-year-old home alone so you can go smoke weed. And then you come back and then you yell at him.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you did.
Leaving her child all alone to visit her mother was bad enough, but leaving...
And now you're telling me you don't know your social. Do you have a warrant? Tell me now. We're going to run you in full
Wait, say that again?
You shouldn't?
I asked you if you want to go with me. You said no, you want to stand for me.
So why did you choose them?
The officers asked if she had any prior warrants, which was a valid question considering she suddenly couldn't find her ID or remember her social security number, which could mean she was hiding something. Their suspicions weren't unfounded, as they did find something.
So, you understand what's going on, right?
Yes, but
I can't help your warrant.
That's the end of the video, but y'all see, man, say I can't help your warrant. And you got a warrant for your arrest. The apartment is dirty. She got that weave in her hair though. Wonder how much that cost. You guys, I'm not shocked at the stories that I myself and a lot of YouTubers bring up. And we, take a chance on putting out this information. We don't get paid that much for each 1,000 view, because these are controversial. These are considered controversial topics when you talk about a single mother. See, the thing is, we will have people out here that is sympathizing with this single mother. Well, she ain't got no resources. Well, why y'all always gotta beat up on the single mother? She out there trying. Y'all don't know her story. She probably smoking weed because she just been stressed from this baby because her baby daddy ain't ish. That's cool. And everything you're saying is valid. I give it to you. Yes, this woman just don't know what to do. She met a guy and she allowed him to get her pregnant, and she had that baby. She didn't have to, but she decided to have it with an ain't-ish dude. And then now she's stressed. She got to smoke some weed with her mama because her mama did the same thing. So like I said, apple don't fall far from the tree, but you can have sympathy for her. And I think you guys get it misconstrued on what we bring to the table. I'm not here going against a single mother. What I'm here is being an advocate for children, because children didn't ask to be in these dilapidated ghetto situations. I didn't ask to be born Northeast Washington, D.C. in the hood. I got out of the hood at 30, and I never going back. Never ever going back. Nothing's good about the hood. It's a bunch of single mothers, crackheads, drunks, and people that have no type of drive. And we can see it because this woman, who is a single mother that left her 5-year-old at home by himself, went over to her mother's house, smoked weed. She has a warrant, and you can see the cycle. You can actually see the cycle in this video. So to my Dutch, the creator people on that channel, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about that family trauma that we need to get over. You see, people get mad when I talk about my mother making messed up and fucked up decisions. Do I love my mother? Yes. That doesn't take any love away from my mother, but I can point out certain things. My mother had 3 baby fathers, and then my mother was married to a drunk, a woman beater, and a bum. POOKIE. That none of these three guys were none of our fathers. Well, the drunk was my oldest brother's father. But the other two, the woman beater and the POOKIE, they wasn't my father. You guys gotta understand, man. People always talk about things happening in a two-parent home, which it does happen. It is outliers out there that yes, you have these instances where the child is doing all of this shit when they grow up from a two-parent home. But that's the outlier. That's the exception. And I'm not going to argue for the exception. I'm never going to argue for the exception. Most likely, you are to be a teen mom coming from a single mother home. Most likely, you will grow up with psychological issues. Most likely, you will develop criminal behavior. Most likely, you are going to go to prison. Most likely, you are going to do all negative-ish in life coming from a single mother home, because at the end of the day, the Bible, which I'm not a Christian or I'm not a Muslim or anything, but I do understand certain things in that Bible, and it lets you know what order things are need to be in. A woman's supposed to be a help to that man in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and a man is supposed to bestow power onto that woman so she can raise those children, teach those children, nurture those children. The man's supposed to be there to guide this woman. And when it's in a woman's nature to make decisions like this, it is in their nature to make decisions like this. They make impromptu decisions thinking that, oh, it's the now. Cool. They don't think long term. And I'm not saying all women. What I'm saying is, in their nature, they are to be led. So if they are to be led, how could they lead? Y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Like I said, I will be releasing this video on both of my channels because it's important. Family trauma and single motherhood walk hand in hand. Appreciate you guys coming to the video today. I hope you learned something, and I hope you can give your opinion on what we just witnessed. I don't like really doing long form videos like this, but I had to sit down with you guys today and have this conversation and show you this footage, because when I first seen it, I was taken aback. But I came to my senses and said, well, this is normal. This dysfunction is a normality. Appreciate you guys coming through. Please make sure that you go down in the comment section and give your opinions. And if you're finding me for the very first time and you enjoy content like this, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys. I will catch you on the next one. And don't forget, subscribe to each channel. Let's go. Peace. Y'all be safe.